Nobody wants to spend time and money on jury research. What litigation managers want is to close files, but to close them for a fair amount. The Video Settlement Brochure allows you to forge the most important findings of a jury research project into a powerful settlement tool, so your investment in jury research pays off where it really counts. In the bowels of the negotiation process, as you are trying to build a fair settlement. The power of this approach lies in its fairness. Instead of a one-sided attack, which really only shows the other side that you'll blow smoke and can't be trusted, a video settlement brochure actually builds settlement momentum. It does this by fairly highlighting the strengths and weaknesses of both sides. Here's how it works. We begin by getting objective feedback on the case. We need data on how real people see the dispute. So the first step is to conduct jury research in a format that generates great data and usable video. We can get this data using 4 different research tools: jury reactions, web deliberations, the roundtable, or a private jury trial. We gather the most important findings for each side and lay them out in a high-impact video.
The credibility is gone when you lie.
I say high impact because the heart of the video settlement brochure shows real people from the trial venue, reacting to the parties and calling things exactly the way they are, without regard for anyone's feelings, just like jurors do in the public court system. If the other side needs a reality check, the harsh wake-up call comes from our jurors, not from you. Keeping you out of the gutter preserves your professionalism. The other side sees you as a thoughtful person who operates on information and principles, not as a partisan hack. This objectivity gives you something useful to add to the settlement process. It makes it much, much easier for the other side to reach an agreement with you. Let me step you through the highlights of an actual VSB. I won't show you all the details, just enough to give you a good understanding of what a video settlement brochure looks like. I'll illustrate using a VSB we did on a slip and fall in the ladies' restroom at Chicago Eats, a new fast food restaurant in Georgia. The video settlement brochure opens up with a quick introduction to the research.
Hi, my name is Mike Liffrig. Here at First Court, we have been doing jury research on high-stakes litigation for the last 24 years. The purpose of this video is to show you the conclusions that we reached in the case of Green versus Chicago Eats, and that will be followed by a
Then we
description
plunge
of the process
right into
we
the
used,
key findings,
jurors we-
covering both liability and damages. To gain credibility, we begin with good things about your opponent's case.
One of the clear strengths for the plaintiff is the perception held by most jurors that the law mandates a recovery for a person injured on another person's property. In our experience with American juries, this is especially true when the defendant is a commercial property owner. Our jurors flat out did not like the water on the floor of a bathroom. A slight majority agreed to a fairly radical statement to this effect.
Then, after pointing out the good things in plaintiff's case, we highlight positive things for the defense.
Our jurors rejected plaintiff's claim that the tile was a safety problem. Most significantly, almost every single one of these Atlanta residents watched Patty explain her health concerns, and they concluded that she was unfairly blaming the bathroom fall for the health problems she now has. Plaintiff has serious selective memory and drug issues with a number of the jurors.
The statement that plaintiff wrote, and she said, I don't remember writing it. I don't know.
Yeah, she just was really unclear about a lot of things.
But she was really clear about certain things. I mean, her memory was spot on about some stuff, but...
She was also on a lot of drugs. Have you ever taken Oxycontin?
Oh, yeah.
You're at a total,
But she was like, anything that was for her case, she remembered great. Anything that was against her case, she couldn't remember anything.
Most troubling for Patty's case is how the jurors perceived her medical bills. The defense argument here took what should have been a great strength for Patty and turned it into a glaring weakness for her in the jury room.
Obviously, we work with you in choosing what to reveal to the other side. Some topics may be too sensitive to disclose, especially issues the other side doesn't yet know about. We respect that, while also recognizing that in this format, candidly showing the warts in your case is critical to building credibility with the other side. Acknowledging that the research uncovered some weaknesses in your case, that is the only way for the other side to accept the weaknesses in their case and to also put value on the final results. After all the key findings are explained, we explain the research process and the backgrounds of the jurors. We put this information toward the end of the brochure. This makes it easy to skip since you may not want or need to spend time at the mediation explaining the research process.
So those are the three main conclusions that we reached in this research. Next, I'd like to explain the research process itself, beginning with the jurors. 19 jurors were initially selected to serve. We selected them to get a fair cross-section of the Atlanta metro area. This particular group was really quite well educated, and very few of them had children. Very few were even married. We told the jurors that they were helping us to resolve a high-stakes lawsuit. They believed that they were part of an alternative dispute resolution process and that their verdicts and their comments and their analysis, that they actually mattered in determining how the case was going to be resolved. I believed we achieved very effective emotional buy-in from this group. In this case, nobody went to sleep. In part one of the process, the jurors received a short statement of basic facts. Then we used our proprietary software to ask them feedback questions. We asked them these feedback questions while the material is still fresh in their minds. That is how we generated the graphs that you saw earlier. Next, we gave them narrated slideshow presentations. These were professionally produced by graphic artists and professional voice talent. They were written in the nature of a closing argument, and we hit each party as hard as we possibly could.
We end the video settlement brochure with a brief closing comment. Note that we designed the VSB so that it can easily be stopped and started as you weave your own personal comments into our objective explanation of the key research findings. So you may choose to use your VSB as part of your opening statement. You can show it to your mediator in a private caucus. Or you can email a link to your opponent ahead of time and let them consider the information before you begin any sort of formal negotiation. The video settlement brochure takes your investment in jury research and turns it into a powerful negotiation tool. It gives you the ability to show the other side objective feedback from real people on the true strengths and weaknesses of the case. This is something you could never do by simply talking about the case yourself, no matter how winsome your words, no matter how sweetly they are spoken. The VSB allows the other side to see you as a thoughtful person who operates on information and principles. It cuts through the fog of self-interest and self-delusion that cripples most negotiations. It allows you to inject a little bit of truth and honesty into your negotiations. Honesty and truth. That is powerful. I hope this explanation of our video settlement brochure has been helpful. Please email or call us here at First Court with any questions you may have.